Well, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for sticking with us. This is Y254 TV, your number one youth station. It is, I've missed you guys. It's a pleasure being with you. I'm so happy to see you again on this fine Thursday morning. My name is Ram Aguko. Thank you so much for tuning in to Y254 TV, your number one youth station. Remember, we are coming to you live from the broadcasting house here in Nairobi, Kenya. We are also streaming live through our website, and that is at www.y254, www.kbc.co.ke/y254tv. That is where you can be able to follow us online on the go. This is Power Talk. It is a pleasure being with you, and today we have a very interesting conversation lined up for you. We hope that you're well, and of course, today we want to talk about detecting cracks that can or will ruin your relationship. How can you detect these cracks that have the ability to tarnish the foundation, to destroy the foundation that you are building in your relationship? Let's talk about this right here on Power Talk. And to help us in this conversation, to my far right, I am with Anthony Njanga. He is a counseling psychologist, and next to him, I'm with Emma Njeri, a media personality. Karibuni sana.
Nashukuru sana.
Asante sana. And nimefurahi kuona, by the way. I missed you guys.
Nimefurahi sana bana. Umeongeza kidogo, hata utatuambia maybe there's somebody. Unajua unashindanga ukiruka hiyo story. So
story gani hiyo?
Unajua utambiangi, unatufichanga.
Ngwa roho bro. Committee. Members.
Zarabu kagua.
Ama alienda men's conference. Ile ilikuwa end of the topic.
That's not to joy where you have been. You have really changed.
I've changed.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Really amazing man is. That's how we roll. But thank you so much. And of course, we value your feedback. Let us know where you're watching us from. What do you think about this thing? How can you detect cracks that can ruin your relationship? And it doesn't have to be now. Things that can even ruin your relationship later. And as I remember my primary school days, I remember when we used to say, wahenga na wahenguzi hawakukosea walipononga ya kwamba usipoziba ufa utajenga ukuta.
For sure.
In your relationship, what is that crack that you need to take a look on? The hashtag is Power Talk Show on Twitter. Head over to our Facebook page and drop in your comments on the comment section as we continue with this conversation at Ram Aguko, and at Y254 channel is where you can be able to find us. Let us know where you're joining us from, as I said earlier on. And of course, I shall stamp your feedback as we continue with this morning conversation. Power Talk starts now. Let me start with you, Anthony.
Yes.
Is it possible to detect a crack in a relationship well in advance before it ruins everything?
It is very possible. It is very possible.
How can you do it?
How you can detect cracks in your relationship? Let me tell you something, Ram. Before it reaches, not just every relationship as it starts, the end game is normally marriage, right?
Yeah.
Is there anybody who do not? Maybe there are some who don't want to get married. But there's people I met, Emma, they don't really want to get married. But definitely the end game is marriage.
Marriage.
Yeah? The moment you're dating, and one thing people should remember, dating is an interview. Marriage is a commitment. When you're dating,
who is interviewing who?
Well, I'm talking about dating, and
yes, dating.
You have the chance to change your mind when the crack becomes too big.
Nice.
Before it gets to marriage. Benjamin Zulu alikuwa anasema hivi, it's better to cancel 20 engagements than to cancel a marriage. Here you cancel engagement zote mbao, lakini marriage, when you get to marriage, it's a commitment.
But why would you get to a point where you even get engaged only for you to cancel it? You can't detect it prior.
There are people who are so blinded by it all depends on the expectations. When you enter a relationship, there's that expectation you have on your partner. One of the, let me tell you something, Ram. Unajua, one of the reasons as to why most relationships end, even at dating stage or courtship stage, before it gets to marriage, is high expectations. You expect too much from your partner. And when you get into now marriage, when your unmet expectations comes in, you go seeking somebody else out there.
All right. Before we get into the nitty-gritties, because now we are going deep. How can you detect a crack in a nutshell? A crack in a relationship.
How you detect a crack in a relationship is when your partner does not meet what your partner does not make you feel, you know, akufanya you feel ni kama uko deserving in that relationship. There are some things that are minus that you would put a positive on your relationship.
All right, let me come to you, Emma. Your opening remarks. How can you detect a crack in a relationship? Is it possible to do so?
I think I agree with Anthony. It is very, very possible. That is, if you do not get into a relationship with your eyes closed. Because many people we get, especially ladies, we find ourselves in this situation more because every lady, every woman out there, myself, I was there, we always have this imaginary men, you know, the Alejandros in our head.
The one that comes with the horse.
Every woman has that in them. So mostly when we are going out there, the moment you see a man who looks like what you have always wanted, you forget everything else. Now you focus at, wow, here he is. Kaa kwa maybe unataka mse kama Ram, tall, dark and handsome. Ushana too dark hivi. Umeisha. Kwisha finished. So when you do that, now you will fail to see those actually, you know, these cracks are not even big issues. Very, very small issues. Even some, you know, very and then there is this thing of ladies saying, oh, not even ladies, even men, they say, this one they will change. Let me tell you the truth. Kama nimeingia hapa na hii trouser inakaa hii color, expect me like this.
What you see is what you get. Nothing will change.
It's just like the same way when you go to a supermarket to buy something. Whatever you buy, that is what you get.
It is said that behaviors can be changed, but personality
you cannot change. So many people so actually the reason why many people ignore these cracks and those two small issues is because they always lie to themselves. This one they will change. They will change. They will change. But the partner, are they willing to change? And also this change, there's some things that you can change.
For sure.
There are some things that you cannot change. But are we sensitive enough to see those things, or are we carried away by what we see?
Exactly.
Because I think that's the mistake that
we have a pressure in the society. Right now people are so pressured. Whatever they see on social media, they want exactly what they see. When they see on social media couples posting the likes of Wakabiwa Jesus, they want exactly on my birthday, I want gifts. I want gift number 1 paka 5. That is what you expect when you enter in a relationship. But when you enter in that relationship, your expectations are not met. And what comes in, you can never change someone, Ram. It is up to them to change themselves. And venye nimesema, behaviors can change. You can change a behavior, but a personality ya mtu ni ngumu sana kuchange.
Now, this is a question, because I'm seeing you're both bringing out a very important point. When you talk about change, of course, there is always going to be that character, that habit, or this kind of thing that I see in my partner that everybody we can see, and we're like, you know what, I don't like this, but I like the general you. But there are these things that I just don't like, and I do want you to change. Is having that perception a problem? Is that a recipe for problems?
I think personally, I would not love the general you. Because you know when you say general, you say that's a lot.
Yeah.
I would love the small things you.
When you talk about general, that person can be a narcissist in general.
But huko chini ya maji, that is what is important. For example, you'll find there are people who are, for example, okay, we women, we are driven by mostly by what we see, what we hear. But you forget, for example, communication is very important in a relationship. Then you find someone who does not communicate. Then you're like, it's okay, you know. Let me tell you one thing, Ram. Maybe I have a problem with someone who does not communicate. Whether you are my husband or you're my friend, my sister, if we are not good at communication, we cannot work on the same lane. Because for me, communication means a lot. So some people, they're not keen to those details, and later in life you start realizing, hey, I would love you to communicate to me more and more and more and more. Like, I'll give an example. Yesterday my husband left home and I was texting him and he was not replying. Hey, jioni nilikuwa nimewaka vibaya sana because that is not what I'm used to. I'm used to him texting me, I've left home, where I was going, nimefika salama, especially in these times You know, even, especially in this time. So for me, communication is very crucial, even in my marriage, because out here, I don't know how safe you are out here, especially in this, you know, political season and stuff. So for me, if you do not communicate, that's something that you will put inside me, and I will be like, you know what? So I'm very sensitive with those
You
small
communicate and you
things.
comprehend.
Yes.
Okay, you're trying to say that there's some things you should not just overlook. You should
Exactly,
you should
you
take a look
should
at the
not
nitty-gritties.
overlook, yes.
So is it you're saying for many people there's this perception, especially among the ladies. I've seen it among the ladies. I've not seen it among most men, unless I've not interacted with men that much. But I've seen that for most ladies, they're like, I just like how he is generally. Ni mtu mpoa tu, si ati ni mtu mbaya, ni mtu mpoa, ni vile
Hiyo ni
akona
vile.
he na he na. You see, and I'm sure you've seen that kind of conversation.
One thing, let me tell you something, Ram, and this is something I usually repeat. Do not compromise your happiness in your relationship. Ukianza kukuwa na butts in your relationship, then it means there's that crack. And if you're not careful, that crack can build a wall. And when it builds a wall, it will build a wall even in your relationship, and you will not find it will not be easy for you to move forward.
All right. Now let's give different examples then, because I want us to tackle this thing to the tooth. When you realize that in the course of your relationship you have petty fights, is that a crack? Is that a problem? Petty fights, arguing over small things.
Ram, what I can say is people have normalized arguing. Arguing is not normal in a relationship. Differences are normal. Let me tell you something, Ram. Let me talk now about marriage. Before you marry, mimi kama chali ama dema hikuja mnapatananga na differences.
You're saying arguing is not normal?
Arguing is not. People have normalized arguing. Sasa na uki-argue and you start being disrespectful in the argument. People have normalized ati a relationship mta-argue. Mta-argue, but the most important thing is, have you been disrespected in that argument? And before you argue, before you react, when you're angry about something maybe your partner has done to you, before you react, there is that gap. What matters is, between anger and reaction, there is that gap. That is the time you should take time off. Utulize nini. Lakini the moment now nimekasirika na partner wangu na nimeiface hapo, I start being disrespectful, I start getting personal, I start even touching on things in the past. Kitu huyu msali nifanyia kitambo nimeanza kuileta sahi. How then will you move forward?
Don't arguments bring out the things that you want to know about each other? Don't they bring out the best of you? See, because after arguing, no mnajuana zaidi.
Differences.
You can imagine making up after a fight.
But you know, arguing is like a fight. Yeah, you see it as a fight. I always tell you, we normally call it a point of discussion. It's okay. We are having this. We are having different opinions about something.
Exactly.
But what is our goal?
Yes.
Because many people argue to win.
Yes.
Not to have a solution.
Exactly.
So are you arguing to win or to have a solution? And because you want solutions, now you do not argue.
Yes.
You talk about it.
Exactly.
You discuss it.
But now, Emma, what you're saying is arguing to get a solution is different from arguing to win a conversation.
Yes, because arguing, that means first of all, that means I'm angry. And it's when you are angry when you say things that you're not even supposed to say.
Exactly.
When you're angry, wanasemanga ukitaka kujua mtu vile anakubeba, goja akasiriki atakwambia what they feel about you.
And now because people say things they don't mean when they're angry.
But no, you mean it.
No.
You mean it, Ram.
People say things they don't mean when they're angry.
Let me tell Ram something. In psychology, let me tell you, in the world of psychology, there's something called anger. And anger, the moment you're angry, whatever you're meant to say or whatever you're going to say when you're angry is normally stored in the unconscious mind. And you had stored it kitambo. There are three parts of the mind. There's the conscious, subconscious, and the unconscious. Conscious is what I'm talking. I know that I'm speaking. Unaona? Unconscious is what I had thought. Kama nilikuwa nimeplan kukupiga, then umenikasirisha. Then I say, we siku moja nitakuja kukutandika. I had stored that in my unconscious mind. And this was the best platform for me to say it. Unconsciously, I have said it.
At what point does a fight bring cracks in a relationship?
Even before it starts. The moment you think about it. Because it all starts with you.
Thinking of a fight.
Yeah, because for example, if I do not think I can sit down and talk to my husband and we come to an agreement, then already I have a problem. Yes, and me having a problem, that's already a crack.
Exactly.
So I think the moment you start arguing, Actually, arguing should not even be anywhere close you. Near you.
So should the partners now solve differences? Because now what Anthony you're saying is arguing is not normal for a relationship.
Exactly.
And what you are saying is, if I got you rightly, that it is normal, listen, that it should be geared towards a solution. It is not normal.
It shouldn't even happen.
So
you are not here to compete.
is it possible to have a relationship without fights?
Not fight. Don't. Okay. You know now. Actually, it's the way you define them. And the way you define, and whatever you define is what you get. That's why I said for us we call them points of discussion. You're having this opinion. I am having this opinion. But what is our goal? You know, a relationship or a marriage is like a triangle. Sometimes I'll be here, you'll be here. But what is our goal? To meet up here.
Exactly.
But we are not arguing, or we are not talking about so that everybody can have their way.
Sure.
The goal is one. We are together. We are married. We are a couple. So we are not supposed to be having different visions and different purposes. It should be one.
I think one thing Ram is not getting is about marriage. Ram is in the relationship.
Oh,
and that's what I said.
Even in a relationship, hata kwa relationship pia, why are you arguing?
Okay.
You know, tunachana tu asubuhi. Tuna argue kwa nini?
Nimesema nikianza, in a relationship it's an interview. If you feel this crack is being too much, you can quit.
Yeah, because the moment you get into, let me tell you, I think I have been there before. I think I've shared my story with you before. There's so many things I used to overlook. Simply because I was in love, I was using that, you know, I really love this guy. Akinapenda ujama. Ujama says she be like I used to feel that. So anything he would do, akisikwa naona. But then sometimes I look back and say, hey, kwani nilikuwa falaje those days? Because I was not seeing these things. But now wakati nisema wakati nilipiwa character development, niliona hadi vitu there's going to happen in the future, not on that time. No. But if I had seen that from day one,
yes.
Kuna vitu singe go through.
Now, when you see an argument coming, should you overlook it, ignore it, and just walk away?
You do not have to walk away.
You don't have to.
Because to some people, walking away it is rude. First of all,
no, you are avoiding that fight because you said it's not normal.
The very first thing that you should do, it is to calm down. That is the very first thing.
Exactly.
Because the moment you are talking about an argument, that means both of you are high. And there is no way you can ever solve something when you're high.
Sure.
You have to calm down. And I tell you the truth, if one of you calms down, mwingine atawaka kidogo arudi aone, by the way, I look like a fool. And then they will calm down.
So actually, Ram, a man should calm down. When you're having an argument, it's the man who's supposed to calm down.
Even a woman, way.
No, a man can, let me tell you something, Emma. Ego ya mwanaume na ya mwanamke ziko different, right? Yeah. A man's ego is up here. So the moment
so we should calm down fast if a man's ego is
if you're having an argument or a difference between something over something, wewe kama mwanamume usireact, because mwanamume akireact ni either kukupiga, physical abuse, ama akutukane kitu yenye utawahi sahau. So for the man, calm down, mademu ataongea. Lakini wewe kama mwanaume, take time off, enda mahali.
Let me hear what Emma has to say on this one. Do you agree with that?
I think partly, but I also think if you know your partner, you will always know how to calm your partner down. You will always know. Everybody has their own strategy and their own way of bringing their partner down.
Now,
there are people who you just tell them, by the way, just calm down. Can we talk about this? At least give yourself some time to calm down. But most people, we are used to hiyo wakati nye kamewaka, hiyo wakati sana unataka solution. You can never get a solution out of that.
Yes. Sure.
So that's all in me. Because I've seen some ladies do this. I don't know if men do that. Silence. The silent treatment. For some, they keep quiet and they don't talk to you until the time that you will approach them. For others, they'll keep quiet and wait till you cool down and then approach you later. This silent treatment, how long should it last? Should it be there? And does it bring any problem or crack in a relationship? Anthony.
What I can say, and I will say this for a fact, silent treatment doesn't work in a relationship. When you are angry or when you have fights, it is okay to cool down. It is okay to calm down.
And keeping quiet. Anapiga kelele so unanyamaza, you don't respond.
Exactly.
That is silent treatment.
No. Ram, that is not silent treatment. That is not silent. That is not silent. Silent treatment is saying I'm not going to talk to you unless you approach me.
Go tu kwa nyumba muongee.
Amuongei mmenyamaziana, that is silent treatment. Hata unapiga kelele mimi nimenyamaza, hiyo si silent treatment.
Hiyo ni sawa.
Hiyo ni kukufanya tu utulie, uone mimi nataka tu utulie tuongee. Silent treatment ni ile mko kwa nyumba in a whole week or in 2 days or in 48 hours hamujaongea na mko nyumba moja.
Hadi moja na move in kwa hiyo bedroom nyingine.
Jamani.
How can you work that relationship with that?
Can't work. Silent treatment, ladies do that a lot.
Ladies
Emma.
do that a lot, but I think first of all, before you marry someone, they're your friends.
Exactly.
So sometimes if nimekosana na my husband, but I still want my friend. There are times I talk to my husband and tell him, leo nataka tu kwetu beshte yangu. This is what I wanted to tell you. So if you have a friend in your partner, even if you have disagreements as partners, but you should also be there as friends.
Exactly.
So I can talk to you as my friends. Someone told me, and this is a lady who has been married, I think she was celebrating 29 years this week. She told me one day, akaniambia, in marriage, you will not solve everything in a day.
For sure.
There are things that will take years to solve. There are things that will take weeks and months.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean that we have to come in the solution today. So does it mean that kunyamazia for a year? Siezi.
No, can't
so
happen.
if nasikia hazeme ni bo, then I need my friend. Beste kinibo, I need my husband. I think if you play it that way, it will help you cool down and also be able to come to an agreement.
Okay. And what about this kind of men that keep quiet when angry? Ukiwakasirisha ananyamaza. I know you've seen such kind of men who when they are so pissed off, anakuangalia tu, unajua jamaa amekasirika. Then he'll be quiet until the time that he cools down, and then that's when he will talk. Or the lady will have to approach him and make him talk. What do you think about that, Emma?
I think anybody, either a man or a woman who keeps quiet when they're angry, they're not saying anything, I think I'll just run for my life. Because I do not know what you're thinking.
Ni kama kupuliza balloon.
Yeah.
When you blow a balloon, the more you keep on blowing it, the more it expand. Na expand itapasuka. Na ikipasuka, that's the end of it.
You do not know what will happen. But it's better someone who speaks out.
Na someone who bottles up.
Kuliko ule mtu wa kunyamaza. Because mtu wa kunyamaza, you're not sure about
kunyamaza ni hatari.
Mimi hapo nakaa kama mlango imefunguliwa just in case.
Lakini ni tabia yao. That's who they are.
That's why that's
introverts.
Let me tell you something. Psychologically speaking, an introvert, they can marry. An introvert and extrovert anaweza marry, lakini you need vinyambi, alikuwa anasema you need to be aware of your partner. Unafaa kujua partner wako way before. So hata akinyamaza, you as a lady ukiona chali yako amenyamaza, ama kama wewe ni chali unaona demu yako amenyamaza, kama unajua chali yako ni wa hiyo type of caliber, tafuteni ile time mko free, muende mahali, mtulie, muambie by the way babe, kuna kitu ulikuwa tumeni lakini ulinyamazia hiyo story. Tafuta that chance to talk about it.
Okay, let me give yet another example. We have couples that no longer go out. Yes, walikuwa wanaenda out kitambo. Emma, you're married now. Before you got married, you were going out. And now that you're married, going out is no longer happening. I don't know if that's the case for you, but tutatuambia, is that a bad thing? Is that a crack in a marriage?
I don't think so. Because like for me, our most of our dating was during COVID. So there was no going out a lot because, places were closed down. And
so, okay, how did you, okay.
Let's not go to details, but okay, we were not that outgoing because that time we got time of COVID, even during the wedding and stuff. But I do not think going out really matters in a relationship because you realize the more you stay in marriage, priorities inaanza kuchange.
For sure.
Unapata, for example, when you're dating, you have all the time. You're independent, he's independent, everybody's doing their own thing. Or can we go out in this? But now you're married, now you're seeing each other. First of all, you're seeing each other every day. But now the best thing to do, can you make your home a place, make it feel different every day? Sometimes just do something different. Sometimes have a movie night. Like imagine you do not have to go to a restaurant for you to enjoy a date. You can even do a date in your own house.
But those are dates.
Yeah,
going out
but
and doing
go
it indoors.
like literally out. But what I meant is you can make your home, make it different every day. Make it special every day. You do not necessarily have to go out because the people who are obsessed with this going out, if you don't buy me flowers, chocolates, chocolates, juu unafanya mahesabu, utalipa bills ama ni chocolates utaenda kununua. Because life ina change, you get married, you get children, school fees ina come through. Sasa utaacha watoto hawana school fees when they out. So I think as time goes by, priority was na change and then you start maturing up. Kuna kale ka maturity. I think the way I was thinking when I was single, siku hizi nafikiria very different.
Things change, yeah.
Yeah, zina change. Actually na come to automatically. Unaanza kupata the things that I used to see kama manzi. Kama mimi kitamani kwa kujaka tao. Unajua ile bending boutique. Tao. Hizi mangoza zinako hivi kwa barabara. You just come to tao bila mpango.
Umesema inaitwa bending boutique.
Inaitwa bending boutique because you have to bend for you to choose what you want. So I realized I used to come to town, I would ile impulse buying.
Yes.
You just buy things, you buy. Sasa nitatembea tao na do, hizo vitu hata sizioni. Because mimi nafikiria nyanya, vitunguu, like things change. A lot changes.
Anthony, can avoiding dates in marriage bring any cracks? Then do you agree with what am I saying?
What I can say is, I can say yes and no. But what I can say is you need to know your partner. Jua partner wako. You need to know your partner's love language and let your partner know your love language. If your love language is quality time and dates are part of the quality time in your relationship, then if that's okay for your relationship, one thing you need to remember is this is your relationship and not another person's relationship. Don't be pressured by what people post on social media. If you're okay with going out on dates, then that's fine. If you're not comfortable and you prefer doing dates at home, then that's okay, because at the end of the day, this is your relationship, it's not somebody else's relationship. The society, social media, or what people say cannot define how you move forward your relationship. Exactly.
Okay. So, and it makes me want to find out about doing the little things that matter. You talked about the love language.
Exactly.
These small things that matter to your partner, the point at which you stop caring about them and you start thinking about the bills, the house, I don't know which business you have, work, the children, and the small things that matter to your partner do no longer have any priority. Is that a crack?
I think what I can say, despite the change, the priorities and everything, you should not lose yourself.
Exactly.
Do not lose yourself in your new life. There is a friend of mine who always laugh. We wambia watoto wake wakimsumbua na wambia, by the way, you know what? I met your daddy before you, so you will go, you leave me and my husband alone. Because because sometimes people we indulge ourselves in so many things. The responsibility, being a mother, you are focusing a lot being a mother, being I don't know what. Then you forget who you are.
Yes.
You even forget your partner.
Yes.
Like I was listening to a certain preacher the other day, and she was talking about how many married women are losing their marriages because the moment they get children, they like sideline their husbands. So the husband stops, like wanacha kufilio love. The care inaisha. Okay, of course sometimes they say that the love goes to the child, but now you should know you met this man before this child.
But then how do you fight that? How do you fight that as a woman?
You should learn to balance things. Always know, yes, I have a kid, but I need to create time for my partner. Yes, I have a job, but I have to create time for my partner. Yes, I have this and this, but I have to create time for I have a friend of mine who works from Monday to Saturday and then goes to church on Sunday. But if you call her phone from 2 p.m., you can never find her. That is her time with her husband.
Exactly.
Because both of them are busy working. So they have said, Sunday afternoons, those are our days. So you should not forget and lose yourself in the midst of all this. Sasa tunaanza kulipa bills hadi unasahau kujibaia shati. Sasa tunalipa bills mpaka unaanza kutembea bila viatu. No, balance everything. Balance everything. Sometimes in a while, remind yourself who you are. I always say, sometimes when you book a partner wako, remember the very first time you saw them. Just remember that time. Now, and the moment you remember that time, you will always, that will always come back. Because you'll be like, wow, yeah, he's still the same guy that I saw on that first day.
The first day, on that point, I love that. The first day that you met this person, you wanted to know them.
Yeah.
You loved each other. And there is this aura that came from this person that you loved and you admired. Long story short, you got married to each other. But after marriage, familiarity, you get familiarized with this person, so much so that now you are used to each other. Is that a crack in a relationship? Getting too familiar with your partner And here the Swahili word is mazoyano. Mnazoyana sana. And you're used to seeing them in the morning. You're used to seeing them in the evening. Kama ni kazi, you're used to not seeing them around. Is that a crack, Anthony?
What I can say is familiarity, Ram. One thing you should remember, even if you're married, even if you're with this person, at the end of the day, you also have your individual life. You're not supposed to kazia your partner too much. Just because you're married to me or I'm married to you, that I should not go out pick something. Ati tumeoana tukae kwa nyumba. Usiende mahali. Kila mahali unaenda lazima uniambie. Lazima ulicheck up. Are you manipulating? That's a manipulative tactic.
You know, in this case, this person is too familiar to you, so much so that they are no longer as special as they were before. And the sacrifices you would have made before, you used to make before, you're no longer making them now. Because now they're your wife. And you see what they say, wanasema, campaign huwa inaisha baada ya kushinda election. So you no longer campaign there.
At the end of the day, this is your. Why did you then have to marry this person or get into a relationship with this partner or this person? Why?
Emma?
I think it all starts in your mind. If you create that world in your mind, like Ansha Zoe say, I have chosen to be seeing something new with my husband every day.
Yes.
Every day. Because to be honest, that is not the utai learn say 100%.
For sure.
You learn things every day. So there is no way unaweza sema nisha kujua hadi sana nisha kuzoea. Because they will do something like okay, sometimes nishasikia wasa wakisema ati mazee wife wangu alifanya kitu kashanga wife mwenye namjua na so maybe umekaa 10 years 15 years. Why? Because people, all of us, it's like we always evolve kila siku. Leo niko na kaka behavior, kisha nitafanya kitu kingine niangalia sema manze ndo bibi mmenilioa. Then nakumbuka yes. Sometimes nitafanya kitu kwa like wow, I never knew you would do such a thing because we grow every day. But hii story ya kuzoeana and stuff inaanza kwa mind. The moment umeanza sasa kustreet huo mse like tushazoeana. There's nothing much. Even the respect actually inaisha.
Ili kuna ile mazoeano ambayo sometimes people have to the point that they no longer treat themselves as they used to. If it's kama ni dem kuna venye alikuwa anajiweka body yake, masaloon, manini, manicure. Sasa hizi ameshazaa. Hajali hizo vitu, amejiachilia.
Hiyo nani ya kujitakia. Because you're the one, that's why I said in the midst of everything else, do not forget yourself. Do not lose yourself in between. Because if you lose yourself, now that's when you know there's someone who was making a joke akasema ati ukitaka kuona madness ya wanawake, look at pregnant women. They don't make their hair, then akasema you're not mad, you're just pregnant, so go to the salon. So these are just personal decisions that someone makes.
You're not mad, you're just pregnant. Go to the salon. Nenda ujitengeneze. Let's go to Facebook. I'm seeing so many comments. Timothy, you can bring them up. All right. This is let me move closer, and then you can give us your thoughts in regards to that. I wish I could see them on the big screen. But this is Timothy Wandera Okochi. Anasema hivi. Anasema that akiniambia beshte yangu ameniambia ati ume bla 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 ama akuwe na male bestie. Sijaelewa kitu.
Anataka kusemaje?
Ati akiniambia beshte yangu akiniambia, and I quote, beshte yangu ameniambia ati umefanya hivi. End of quote. Ama akuwe na male bestie. That's a crack.
Male best friend.
Yeah.
Depends.
Ama naongea kuhusu reports. People get reports from people. Beshte yangu ameniambia hivi. Yes, thank you. I can see that on the big screen there.
Yes.
Beshte yangu ameniambia ati ume bla bla bla.
Akuwe na ati kuniambia beshte yangu ameniambia ati ume.
Yeah.
Ana try kumin ameambiwa na best yake ama ameambiwa na mtu.
Something maybe about the partner.
About the partner.
Yes.
Is that a crack?
I think you should not involve the third party in your relationship.
The only third party is a couple,
maybe parents,
is a therapist.
Yeah. But not people like people call me telling me, your partner did this and this and this and this.
But kuna watu wanasikizanga maneno ya watu. If your partner always listens to other people's voices and not yours.
That's now where we say, you remember there's a Bible quote that says, a woman destroys her house with her own hands. And they make their houses with their own hands. So you're the one to choose on what to hear.
Zaka Zakarius. Anasema madhara ndogo ndogo. All right. This is a gift Gift Empress anasema ati sasa kulala hadi saa 5 mtu hataki kutafuta job ati bado hakujatulia. People, by the way, these people who just don't want to look for jobs. Nashangaa wasichana huko nje pia wana survive aje with a man who doesn't want to look for a job. But anyway, that's my own opinion. Is that a crack? A man who doesn't want to look for a job.
A man who doesn't want to look for a job. Why do you have to get too comfortable? One thing you need to know is in a relationship or in a marriage, you're both moving towards the same direction and you both need to work on it.
And you should be responsible.
Exactly.
And there are these ladies who are just comfortable. The man is the provider. Hataki kutafuta job.
It depends.
Unafaa viboko.
Hapo it depends.
Yeah.
Why does it not depend for a man and it depends on a woman?
I think there are people who are not just called to work. But if it's not, okay, I mean to be employed. But now, don't just stay in the house. Like, you can maybe do business. There are people who are very good in business. Some are very good in
But it's all in your mind.
Yeah. It's
all in your
actually
mind.
it is your own decision.
We will talk about money after the break.
Okay.
If money is a crack. J-Boy Umtiti. Anasema from the communication you can tell. Emma, you mentioned that earlier on. From the communication you can tell if at all the person you're dating lacks those honesty values, you are completely finished. If your partner lacks the honesty from deep down the heart, then that's not a relationship. Remember, remember, babe, honest from your heart, you'll even feel the direction things are going to. Yeah, all right.
Honesty is key.
Honesty is key. To do the next, we have Kai Andrew anasema the opaque nature of your bank or M-Pesa account.
I knew that would come up.
Watu.
Nilijua kitu kai itasema tu hapa kwa issue.
Fake data.
Mukanga Godfrey anasema at the moment utaambiwa hata bro wake mdogo ako na akili kukushinda bas. Jua kuna sub.
Opaqueness.
The opaque nature. Hashim anasema some attention, a lot of things to. Misielewi kitu
Some attention and a lot of things.
Inamaanisha nini?
Anatry kusema attention in the relationship. I don't know, maybe.
Deko anasema pale hambongi the way mlikuwa mnabonga before. Unacheka nini?
Yeah, sorry if you're not encouraging. You're just saying the truth.
Kama mbongi the way mlikuwa mnabonga before, that's a crack.
I think that is the communication.
That's communication.
If someone was used to sharing their mind with you and now they're no longer doing it, then you should ask yourself, who are they doing it with?
Yes.
Tuone kwa Vini Blackez. Vini Blackez anasema wakati competition from other small business and license renewal inazidi.
Competition in a relationship.
Huyu jamaa anabonga in code. Anasema wakati competition from other small business and license renewal inazidi. Yaani ni kama wewe uko kwa relationship lakini kuna wase wenye wana compete na wewe. Hiyo ni competition from other small businesses. Na wewe kwa hii relationship yako you must renew your license.
Break your code.
Break your code.
I think we joke too much. These things anyway.
Don't KD anasema sielewi kitu anasema. Last man Humphrey anasema ametuma jifa hapo, asante sana. We shall continue with sampling your feedback. I want us to take a short break, but remember to keep the conversation going. Remember it's all about matters concerning cracks in a relationship, detecting cracks that will ruin your relationship later. How can you do so? Engage with us on Facebook and on Twitter. The hashtag, as always, is Power Talk Show at Ramaguko and at Y254 channel, which is where you can be able to engage with us. Let us know where you're watching us from and give us your thoughts in regards to this. How can you detect a crack in your relationship? We're taking a short break. We'll be back in a bit. This is Power Talk. Thank you so much for sticking with us right here on Y254 TV. Remember, this is Power Talk, the best place to be each and every Thursday. Remember, repeat of this show airs again every Thursday at 10 p.m. And today we are talking about detecting cracks in a relationship. On Facebook, we've made a post on our Facebook page. So head over to that Facebook platform. Remember, the Facebook page is Y254. So take out your phone, search Y254. And once you do that, ensure that you follow us on that particular Facebook page. Like the page, follow the page. You will see a post there, and we've asked the question, ni nini hiyo ukiona unajua relationship haendi mbali? Today we're discussing detecting cracks that will ruin your relationship later. I can see so many comments on that particular platform. We shall sample these comments a bit later on. Sister Timothy. All right, yes. I'm also being alerted that, of course, Twitter and Instagram, we're also seeing some comments on those particular platforms. We shall sample those comments a bit later on during this morning conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about detecting cracks in a relationship. And in this particular discussion, I am with Anthony Njanga to my far right and Emma Jerry in this conversation. Welcome back. Karibuni sana tena.
Asante.
Yeah. Sorry, Timothy. Hapo kitu umesema imenipita, but utarudia tena. Yes, Timothy is saying that we have some comments that we shall sample. All right, sawa. All right, so let me come to you, Emma.
Yes.
Before we went on that break, we were talking about communication. And let me just give you time to address this before I move to the next bit. When it comes to communication, Anthony mentioned this, and I loved what you mentioned during the break, that there's some people who are always on their phone. Is the phone an instrument or a tool that can be used to crack a relationship?
I think yes, because if you cannot put your phone down and for us to have a conversation, then you already have a problem. Because you should have, there is time for everything.
Yes.
There is time, because now the question would be, let's say you're in an office working and your boss is there.
Yes.
Will you be on your phone? You will not be on your phone. But where have we disrespected our relationships to a place where when you're talking to me, I'm like, and then what am I doing on that phone? Who am I talking to? That means I'm giving my phone the priority, like my phone is more important than you. So if you're important to me, I'll put the phone down, I'll put everything else down and listen to what you're saying.
Some people are just always concentrating on their work, even when they're at home.
I think those are people who do not have
direction.
They also don't have self-control.
Yes.
Because you need to understand, this is time for this, it is time to work, and this is time to do this.
You should meet some of these online workers.
Okay, I think I have done that job before.
Yes.
But sometimes you need to know when to do what.
Yes.
For example, you'll not find me doing that job maybe at 8 when I'm supposed to be having dinner, or in the morning at 8 a.m. maybe when I'm supposed to be serving my husband breakfast. You should be able to plan your day. Imagine you have 24 hours in a day.
Yes.
Plan your day accordingly.
Yes.
If I feel I really need to use my phone, can I take 10 minutes, 30 minutes, I use my phone?
For sure.
But if someone wants to talk to me, let me put my phone aside and give you the attention that you need. Because if something is important to you, you'll give it the respect that they deserve.
Anthony, let's talk about the phone. The phone.
This gadget is very dangerous.
Kitungu.
Very dangerous. If you're having a conversation, this is our relationship. How are we going to build this relationship if every time you're having a conversation, you're always on your phone? You have to give time for your relationship, for your partner. Listen to them. Don't get distracted by anything. There is time for everything. Even the Bible says, if it is time for us to have a conversation, put your phone down. Let's talk. After we finish what we're talking about, after we finish the conversation, then take your phone and continue with whatever you want to do, even if it's business. But having your phone when you're talking, every time uko like, ati umesema nini? O pole nilikuwa na reply. That will kill it all. That is a crack that will destroy your relationship. Even though you are an online person, you have to make time for your partner.
Make time for your partner.
Because who are you working for? if it's not that partner that you have. So you also have to use your common sense.
And there is this kind of business that I've seen online, that you have to have your phone, you must check how those things move.
Forex trading.
Yes, you must check how those things move. Upate. That's the time that your partner is talking to you.
Let me tell you, in Forex, I've done Forex, and there's something Forex traders will testify. There's daily trading, and in daily trading, when ile time unaangalia simu na unatoka, you need to scalping. And there is weekly trading, and there is monthly trading. Before even you have this conversation, do your analysis before. Don't come doing your analysis right now or trying to exit a trade when you're having a conversation.
Sasa kama unachoma pesa?
Hapana. Inadepend. Ukifanya analysis mzuri hautakuwa scalper. Scalper ni daily trading. Unangojea masaa kama 3 hours, 4 hours unatoka kwa market. Be a weekly trader. I'll advise you, be a monthly trader. No, at least unajua unapata pesa mzuri ukiweka lot size kubwa. Hapa naacha nisiongea forex.
Wewe unajua mingi huyo.
Tutamuona kando.
We need to talk to you in the tent behind this. You may attend. Still on the phone, the aspect of communication is going to be very interesting here, because now I'm looking at a scenario where a partner is saying, who are you talking to? Who is that calling you? Give me your phone, let me check that text. Let me check your call logs of the day. Exactly. Let me check your WhatsApp. Let me check your status. Let me check your social media. Let me check. Give me your phone. Is that a crack?
Hey, I should actually take you to a training camp of DCI. You actually been a DCI. You've been a detective in a relationship. Why should you then keep on checking my phone each and every day? It means you don't trust me. It means there is a but. The moment you start noticing, or you having insecurities, or that but, or you're having a gut of your partner doing something on your phone, asking who are you texting with, what are you doing on your phone, why are you being too insecure? Don't manipulate your partner. At the end of the day, even if we came together, we have our personal lives.
Waswahili walisema
hawakukosea walipononga.
Yes. Unachokitafuta utakipata. So I think the moment you start being cheeky with phones, you will always find what you are looking for.
It means your gut,
whether it is there or not, you will always find it. Exactly. Because everybody will be a suspect. Ukiona mtu ameniambia hi dear, uko like uni nani, kwa nini anataka text huyo cheka ni sasa Safaricom, mimi nimekwambia dear customer. You know, so sometimes I think when you're in a relationship, okay, first of all, I do not have to have a million passwords in my phone.
Repeat that.
I do not have to. I do not have.
You need a password on your phone.
Okay, even if I have a password, but my partner should know my password.
Exactly.
You see, like now, my phone is on a fingerprint, but I'm telling you, I have added my fingerprint and my husband's fingerprint.
Exactly.
Do you know me? I can leave my phone the whole day.
There's some people who say that my phone is my phone, it's my privacy.
No, because
don't touch my phone.
If you trust your partner, let me tell you the truth. If you trust your partner, atopate a message in their phone, you not first of all start by nani huyo. Because sometimes people are being pursued by other people. But your partner should not be the first suspect. If you know your partner and if you trust your partner, they should not be the first suspect.
If you don't trust your partner, Ram, then go deal with your insecurities before you get into this relationship. Having to check on my phone each and every time to make a password. Actually, let me tell you something. If you're watching and you keep on putting passwords on your phone each and every time, and your partner does not know about it, your partner will have guts. And you know, ladies have stronger guts. Their guts, their instincts are normally true. The moment your partner, your girlfriend started having, or your wife started having instincts that you are being cheeky on phone, then they start checking and they find something that means the crack has become big. And when it becomes big, then you have compromised that relationship, and that's it.
Wow.
We share our passwords, we share our M-Pesa pins.
ATM yote.
Hata social media passwords.
You want to just because me personally, I have nothing to hide. So if you have something to hide, that is on you.
That is on you, yes.
And let me tell you the truth. Unaona hizi vitu za kucheat na hizo aki zinakuanga burden. Kwa sababu unakaa kwako but unakaa kama mwizi all the time. Simu yako ukiona iko karibu na bibi yako unaanza kutetemeka. So hata mwenyewe actually inakupea stress. So why can't you just be open? By the actually being married doesn't mean that utakatiwa.
Definitely.
But when we laugh about it, by the baby, hey, mzee shida kilemea anitaka, so what do we do? We laugh about it and we move on.
So is it okay to share with your partner the people that are trying to seduce you?
Yes. Personally, I think it's okay. I think for me it is okay. So that if something happens later, they already know the truth. They will not start like, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you say this? Because now you know the small secrets. You say like grow pole pole.
All right.
By the time now it is bursting, it will be even worse.
All right. Let me talk about yet another aspect of this, and this one now I'm talking about the marriage perspective. When the mother-in-law says that she wants to supervise your marriage, is that a crack? She wants to check hii chakula ya hii nyumba iko aje, mnaishi kwa nyumba gani, rent pesa ngapi, watoto wanakula vipi, wanaenda shule, biashara yenu na muinvest wapi. The in-laws are on your neck, and at some point they always call to find out how you're doing. Emma, and then I come to Anthony.
Okay.
I think we have grown up in a society that has taught us some things. We did not take time to learn on our own. We just carried what we were taught by the society. While we were growing up, we were taught that the parents-in-laws are the worst. That's how we grew up.
Even movies
and most of us have watched so many Nigerian movies, especially There's a Patience. You know that lady, that Nigerian lady. So people started having this mentality that a mother-in-law is a bad person. Do you know one thing about me? Even before I got married, I used to say, I'll make sure that my parents-in-law, that they are my best friends. Because do not forget, even your own parents, they'll be in-laws to someone. You know, we are so quick at seeing on the other side, but we forget even your parents, they are also in-laws to people.
Yes.
So if you insinuate everybody is a bad parent-in-law, that means even your parents are bad.
So the question is, can in-laws bring cracks in a relationship, in a marriage setting?
There are some. But I think also the way you start the whole thing matters a lot. The foundation that you lay.
Exactly.
For example, I'll tell you the truth. My father-in-law, my mother-in-law, I think they're my best friends.
Wow. How did you achieve that? How did you
Because
make that
first of all, I purposed it in my heart. I am not going to take this mentality to my marriage, that my mother-in-law is bad. But I had seen a clear picture of what it means to have a bad mother-in-law. That was my grandmother. I see how she treated my mom. Until my mom had to walk out of her marriage. That one I saw. So I have heard the both sides. I have seen the worst side and I have seen. Another thing I realized, the moment I start seeing this parent as a bad parent, I will start seeing those bad things.
Exactly.
But the question is, I have two brothers. They are married. They have wives. So my mother is also an in-law to them.
Exactly.
So how is my mother to them? How are those daughters treating my mom? So if they do something that I'm proud of, I always tell myself, that's a challenge for me. I need to be the best also to this mother. Also, don't forget, at the end of the day, who ni mtoto wake? Do you know, I used to think that when you mature up, now you get married, your parents let you just go. I'm telling you, my mother, I think until today, she has never recovered that I got married. And remember, before I got married, like for 8 years, I was living in Nairobi on my own. My mom is living in Nakuru. But imagine the day I got married, I saw her struggling. Even like yesterday I called her, she's like, oh yeah, I was even asking myself, kwani utanipigia saa ngapi? She's even washing herself, you know, because hata ukwe mzee aje, that is your parent.
You're still going to be your
hata
parent's
ubonako,
child.
yes, hata ubonako azeeke aje, bado yeye ni mtoto wa mtu.
Mamake.
Why can't you give them that chance of also? Because getting married doesn't mean that you have stopped being their son. No, you're still a son in that family. And then there is another thing I told myself. Now you are no longer a daughter in your mother's house. No, you are now a daughter here. So the same way you are treating your mother, you need to treat this mother the same way. So for me, I think I have had the best experience with my parents-in-law. They are my best friends. They are my good friends, and we do not have any.
In others, so what you're saying is, regardless of them, let the solution come from you.
Yes.
By how you see them,
and also how you behave, how you treat them, and also your attitude
towards them. Yes.
Because it is the attitude.
Because if you have a bad attitude, you will bring the crack.
Atakuwa nakwambia tu utakuwa tu everything is wrong with
For
them.
sure.
Everything is wrong with them.
Anthony.
Mother-in-laws are very good people, but don't let your mother-in-law be the say of your relationship. Even though you have a mother-in-law, respect your mother-in-law. They are not bad people. There are some who are bad, but there are some who are also good. You have heard from her. But don't let mkiwa na issues kwa relationship yenu. The first person you tell is your mother-in-law. That will become an issue. Why do you have to go tell your mother-in-law, hey, unajua by the way tumekorofishana kwa sababu my husband hakunifanyia hivi na hivi. The first person you tell is your mother-in-law. What I say is...
You tell your own mother?
Yes. Like mkiwa na issues kwa relationship.
Yeah, you're saying if I have an issue with my wife, I report those issues to my mother.
Yes, or the mother of the girl. Exactly.
Or the mother of the girl.
You're not supposed to.
No, you are not supposed to report.
You're not supposed to. Why are you reporting?
Unless now us comes to us, someone now we cannot agree now with it now our parents.
If you start sending information, you'll
basically
crack your marriage.
Ati mom, atileo ameniita mjinga. Seriously, sometimes some things cause
maturity.
Yeah, mature
is what matters. Yeah. Even if you get bad news or good news ram in a relationship, the first person you tell should be your partner, not other people. Ati sasa mabeshte zako wameanza kujua uko na good news ama bad news may happen. Go tell your partner. If you have an issue in your relationship, don't run to your mother-in-law unless ikikuwa mbaya sana. But if you have an issue, sort it out with your partner before going to your parents. Mother-in-laws are so good, in short.
I want us to go to Twitter. Timothy. You can bring them up. Let's check what people are saying on Twitter. This is at Simon Goge. Simon Goge anasema, is there any love to be affected? Hapa ni interests tu pamoja as long as
well you meet in my interests.
Yeah. Oh, and as well as you meet my interests. This is a very interesting point here. We have at El Dante Escobar anasema character development when your marriage becomes a problem. Pesa
wewe.
Anasema inaleta crack. Pesa wewe. Pesa.
Nikikupata.
At Joseph Mongare wana anasema due to the opaque nature of the relationship. Hiyo ingine si ya muhimu sana.
Hiyo achana nayo hiyo.
This opaqueness.
Opaqueness.
Kwa simu inasumbua.
Kwa simu inasumbua sana kwa mapenzi. This is all right. Yes. So these are some of the comments on Twitter. Remember, we asked the question on our social media platform. How can you know nini hiyo ukiona unajua relationship yako haiendi mbali? We are discussing how to detect cracks that will ruin your relationships later. So these are just some of the tweets on Twitter. Timothy, let's go to Facebook. All right, and I'm interested in seeing, this is Peter Chips, anasema that kwa simu inasumbua sana kwa mapenzi, mambo ya simu. We discussed the issue of phones
yes.
a bit earlier on. Now, let's move on to something else. Money. When you are not willing to disclose your salary, your investments, your different sources of income, or any other thing that pertains to your wealth, is that a crack, Anthony?
What I can say is, the moment you're in this relationship, you have this partner, and the main goal or the direction you're moving this direction together. So even if you're getting salary, or maybe I want to go do shopping, at least tell your partner. Alafu another thing I usually say is, in marriage, not in a relationship, in marriage, having investments inafanyanga hiyo relationship ikuwe so tight. In terms of, anasema hivyo in terms of maybe mechukua loan mnataka kujenga nyumba. Yeah? Both of you are trying so much to pay this loan. Yani there is that attachment, there is that responsibility bit of it. You understand?
Okay, I get you. But now when your partner asks you how much you're earning,
why should you hide things to your partner? You are a team. It's teamwork, not individual. That's why you came from different places of the world.
And remember, we're talking about a marriage setting. Easy discussion ya utoto relationships yes. High school zenye naleta mchezo hapa hivi. In a marriage setting here, disclose how much you're earning.
Yes.
Disclose your investments.
You come from different angles of different parts of the world, and you come together, and your direction is moving forward together, and you're a team.
Disclose your assets.
For sure.
Emma?
I think when it comes to money issues, if I have trusted you with my life, why would you hide money from me? I think I'm more okay, we cannot even put a price on me. I cannot put a price on you. So why would I even hide money? But if you see those people when they do not say about their money, the businesses to chini ya maji, for me, I will have some issues with you. Because first of all, you're not being open.
Yes.
But there are also people, some people also, you cannot blame them why they do that. Because also in the society we are living today, it's about how much you have. It's about your salary, where do you work, which car do you drive, where do you live.
Yes.
That's why I see many men now wameanza sasa kukanyangia story. The same case unapata ladies, they are also kumekuwa na hii mentality ya naingia kwa hii marriage but Mungu moja kwa nje just in case kikiumana. So akwambi she has invested in a certain circle, they're not telling you about their other investments. I don't think whether you have ever seen this, there is this a message that goes around social media that a man had fainted after realizing that the house that they have been living for 10 years belonged to the wife, and they used to pay the rent to that for that house, you know. It's so unfortunate, but I think once if you have trusted each other with your lives, I do not think money is the issue here. But also there are people who got into those marriages simply because of money. So if your foundation is money, definitely money issues are going to affect you. It's okay. Maybe as long as you're providing what you're supposed to provide, it's fine. You know, it's okay. As long as you're providing.
So it's okay if they don't disclose, as long as they're providing.
I think if you trust me enough, you'll tell me. But if you don't tell me, I will. First of all, ask myself, am I that, like you don't trust me that much, or am I the problem, or is the problem here? You
will ask one day.
Yes, but I do not think, okay, for example, nikijua, how will it help me? For example. Because kuna wale watu wenye, their motive of asking is nseno, so yeah 100k. So per month, so na budget. So now kumza, so by the way, babe, nime nakwanga 10k. So unabakingi na 90. Shopping unafanyanga 3k. Unabaki na this amount. So pesa nyingine huenda wapi? So unaona inaanza kuwa na a lot of unnecessary misunderstandings and stuff. But what if you just let the guy be? It's okay. So you are working. As long as I know your job. Because I guess pia kusikia the story baadaye, you are doing some illegal things or stuff.
But squeeze shida ni watu wanafanyanga test na partners wao, wanatry chama chali anajifanya amesota ndo test today.
Since hivi stories za movies hizo ni Afro cinema wameona mob.
Mtu anakutest ati kama utanipenda vinye niko. Kumbe uko na Mercedes Benz kwa parking na anakuonyesha
anavaa matambara.
That is nonsense.
Maybe you do that to me, I leave.
That is so immature of you.
No, see, anajifanya, you know, he's poor. How will you treat him? Anajifanya ni watchman.
And who said being poor you are supposed to be treated nice because you are poor? Who said that? Hakuna mabili imeandikwa because you are poor to treat you nice.
Just be you.
Yeah, be yourself.
But it all starts, Emma, with, I usually tell people, it all starts with your intention when you start this relationship.
Yes, and your motive.
Okay. I want us to touch on one other thing here. Okay. Cheating. If my partner cheats on me, does it mean my relationship has a crack?
Cheating. And let me tell you this, and those who are watching will attest to it. Nowadays, social media, sana Instagram, celebrities are praising cheating. Nowadays, when you look at what people post, I've been following socialites, I won't mention the names, and they post their stories and say, I've been in a relationship and I was married, but I did not, my partner used to cheat on me a lot of times, but that did not make me leave. That the main issue was he was physically abusing me, but he has cheated on me with different men. Ati wengine wanasema ati nikifika 50 I won't, me as a lady, when I reach 50 with my man in this relationship, at 50 I cannot do the things I used to give my man before when I was 19 or 25. So I will let my man go out there and get a lady, afurahie huko na afu akuje kama ako sawa na walale. Cheating, let me tell you something. Cheating, infidelity, it shows that you don't respect yourself. It shows how you respect. You need to respect yourself. If your partner cheats on you, you need to question that. Because if it has been done once, then it means it can be done again.
There's a crack in the relationship.
It's a crack, a big crack. Never ignore cheating. If your partner, nowadays unajua social media, tuambie watu ram. Watu wanaona social media vinya. Hata imagine it is funny it is even posted in this gossip nini in Nairobi. Na watu wana comment wanasema cheating siku hizi iko tu sawa. Mimi hata akinicheat ni sawa. Ni normal. Watu make normal. It means you don't respect yourself.
I think
and I wonder how can you know where the problem is if someone cheats on you? The crack, where is it? Utafuta wapi?
I think first of all, what I can say for me about cheat, I always say I can forgive any other sin, but not cheating.
Fidelity.
Yes, that one I cannot forgive, because I think if you're mature enough, if you, because many people, okay, noja pia watu pia sana sana men sana sana nakwanga na kai excuse. Oh, you're not doing this. Oh, she's not doing this. Oh, she doesn't know how to cook. Oh, but have you taken time to show me how to do those things? Because okay, there are people, for example, when you get married, you are from a very different background. Umingepe from a very different background.
Sure.
So you always work each and every day, at least to be compatible. So there's some things that I will do that you do not like. But now, for example, if I have a child today, akuje apate maziwa hapa na kikombe aimwage, will I kill that child?
No.
Ndamonyesha by the maziwa kwa kikombe, mtu huwa anachukua, unakunywa, once you finish you take the cup to the sink. Tomorrow that child will do exactly that. So if you feel that I have a problem as your partner, talk to me. Communicate. Tell me by the way, ina kuna vile nipeleki poa. Then I work towards that. But do not cheat and then start telling me stories. Unajua wewe ndio hukufanya.
Cheating is never an excuse.
Then once it is in your blood, it is in your blood. By the cheating, said ni kitu ati mtu atuzaliwa na hiyo ni kitu ya kujiekelea.
It's a behavior.
And then it's a behavior you learn. Mostly because of bad company. For example, who are your friends? Because you cannot tell me that you're married, but 90% of your friends are single boys. Then there is a problem. You need to work with. You cannot be. You know, when you're an ego, you cannot keep on hanging around chicken.
For sure.
If you're married, 90% of your friends cannot be single people.
Tembea na watu wenye mnafikiria we are going to
direction.
the same direction.
All right, I'm being told time is not on our side. So I want us to wrap it up. Eli Wangi, pale Facebook anasema, because we asked the question, how will you know that there is a problem in your relationship and it's ending? Let me read Stacey Diana. This is Stacey Diana anasema, attention na truthfully. Hey.
Being truthful from each other.
Yeah, being truthful to each other. MDW Kwavo anasema following Power Talk. Thank you so much MDW. This is Willie Jr. The Priest anasema nikianza kuambiwa mimi okay, sawa. Kama mwanaume na park hadi vijiko naenda.
Hadi vijiko.
Sielewi. Eli Wange anasema akianza kuambiwa hakuona miss call yako ama alisahau ku reply texts. Anyway, we wish you guys the best. I want us to have a final word. 30 seconds each. Let's wrap this up. Emma, talk to your ladies outside there.
I think life is a decision that we make. You have the power to make your life the way you want it to be. Don't be rigid. Always be willing to learn something. Always be willing to adjust to some new things. And above all, always put God first in your relationships, in your marriages, because it's not an easy journey, but the moment you put in a step of faith and you start it, right, God will go through with you and itakuwa sawa.
All right.
Marriage by then ni poa.
Thank you so much, Emma. I appreciate it. Let me go to Anthony. Final word.
What I can say first of all is if you're watching and you're a couple, there is an app for you. As you can see, my hoodie is written couple app, love intentionally. What you do right now, it's a Kenyan-based app. What you do is go into Google Play Store on your Android smartphone, search couple app, download the application, create an account, pair with your partner. Once you pair, you'll answer some few love languages question. You can be able to comment. There is feedback. And right now, if you're a couple, this is not an app for single people. I'm really sorry. This is a couple app. So if you're watching, go right now, download couple app. And if you ever need any assistance, I'm a counseling psychologist. My number is 0725 02 93 98. I repeat, 0725 02 93 98. Social media, Instagram at official Anthony Njenga with a H. On Facebook, Anthony Njenga. On TikTok, official Anthony Njenga.
All right, thank you so much. And of course, a big thanks to Anthony Njenga, Emma and Jerry. Thank you so much for coming. And a big thanks to everybody that ensured this show was a success, from our sound check to everybody that is even at the gallery. And thank you so much to Timo and Kinarona Sanda Sana. Thanks so much to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tuning in again today, this evening at 10 p.m. My name is Ram Aguko, and this is Power Talk.